This video is for people that are new to the gym or people that are thinking about starting the gym. Maybe you've never stepped foot in a gym before, or maybe you've only just stepped foot in a gym recently. And I'm with you on this one because I totally understand that you might be nervous about going to the gym for the first time. You might be a bit worried and a bit intimidated by the gym, and that's totally normal. That's what most people experience when they start going to the gym for the first time. But in this video right now, I'm going to go through and give you a guide and give you some pointers and some tips so that you don't look like a beginner. And also I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you would expect when you go to the gym for the first few times. Also, this is going to be a two-part series, so I'm going to put the next video, which is coming out on Thursday, in a playlist for you to watch both of them. So they're sort of both going to work together. That's going to be about the 5 biggest beginner mistakes that I see in the gym. So tip number 1 for this video is actually picking a gym. The first thing you can do is choose a gym, and you might already have an idea of a gym you want to go to, but I'm going to give you an outline of the things that you really need to look for, and it's very important to look for when you're first starting out and looking to choose a gym. The first thing I do want to touch on very quickly is don't tell me that you can't afford a gym membership. In England it's about £20 for the average gym membership. Some are 40, some might be 10, and it sort of varies all over the place. In America it might be $50 a month. I don't know where you live, but the point is, don't tell me you can't afford a gym membership when you have Amazon Prime, when you subscribe to Netflix, when you buy all sorts of different things which you're totally entitled to do. But don't make the excuse of I can't afford a gym membership, because there's no such thing for 99% of you. Consider these things. The number one thing that I would look at straight away if you're looking to sign up for the gym is look at price. Go cheap. I don't recommend going out there and trying to splash the cash on the biggest gym in town. I recommend that you go with one of the cheapest and make something that's affordable for you. If you have a gym at school, or maybe you have a gym with work, or maybe you get a discount to go to a specific gym with your work, if you can do that, or like I say, use the school gym or use the discount to go to a certain gym, then do that when you're starting out. The other thing you need to look at, and this is probably the most important, is go over your contract when you sign up for the gym. Most of the time you'll go into a gym and you'll sign a contract. That might tie you in for a year. It might tie you in for 2 years. You really have to go through the boring stuff and read the small print, because the last thing you need is signing up for something you don't want to sign up for, or having hidden fees down the line. It might be $9.99 for the first month and then $99.99 for the second month. So you have to look at those things when you're starting out. And the last thing you very much need to look at when signing up for a gym is what equipment they have. Do the equipment check, and it's very easy. So make sure they have a rack to be able to do squats. Make sure they have barbells with adequate weights to be able to do the bench press. Make sure they also have dumbbells so that you can throw in some isolation work or vary your training as you progress. If you're a person that feels intimidated by the gym, that's a totally common thing that I hear a lot when you start out, and I definitely was when I started out. But what I recommend is that you read my free ebook. In that I do talk a little bit about how to overcome gym intimidation, and I also talk about diet, nutrition, training, a training plan, all those good things, and it's free to download. The one thing I've noticed as well by committing to going to the gym is actually people who pay for a membership tend to pay attention. What I mean by that is, as humans, when we pay for something, we feel like we have to use it. Have you ever been out for dinner and you're full, you don't actually want to eat anymore, but just because you've paid for it, you finish it. You feel like because you've paid for something, you need to use it in its entirety. And so when you make an investment in the gym and paying that fee monthly, it's going to give you an incentive to say, hey, I actually have to go here because I'm paying the money, so I have to go. It's why if you are young and you can't afford a gym membership and maybe your parents are paying for it, try to give them something towards it. Try to say to your parents, okay, if I don't go to the gym 2 days per week, then I want you to cancel my membership, so you're committed to it then. So now you've chose a gym, I want to go into tip number 2, which is you have to make a plan. And stick around right until the end of this video, because I'm going to share you 3 things to remember before you go to every gym session. That's going to really improve your results. Creating a plan for what you're about to do in the gym every session is very important, because it's going to allow you to be more consistent, and it's going to remove a lot of the frustrations. The last thing you want to be is one of the people that go to the gym, they don't know what to do, they're not confident in what they're doing because they've not been doing it for very long, and they're just walking around aimlessly looking for things to find to do. They don't know what exercises to do, in which order, how long to rest. They're on the phone half the time. They're not actually focusing on getting results, what they're supposed to be doing. It can be a simple plan, and I do talk about a plan and a workout plan, diet plan, all those good things in my free ebook. The basic things you need to know when forming your plan of what you're going to do when you go into the gym are these things, and that's what exercises you're going to be doing, how many sets of each exercise you will do, and the rest between each set. If you know those three things, then you're going to be good, and that gives you a plan. You can write that down on a piece of paper, you can write it down in your phone, it doesn't matter, so that it's there with you, and it removes all the stress. As soon as you get there, you know exactly which machines you're going to or what weights you're picking up next. People who go to the gym without a plan, unfortunately, always fail. If you walk around the gym doing random things, you will get random results. If you be strategic with your plan, you will get strategic results. I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to explain it very quickly for you, but just think about it like this. If you was to go on holiday or vacation and you got on the airplane, and let's say you wanted to go from the UK to Spain, for example. If you got on the plane and the pilot just took off and flew at random, do you really believe you would get to Spain? Do you really believe that you would get to your destination? And it's exactly the same as what people are doing in the gym. They just go to the gym and do anything. You're never going to get to your desired destination, your desired goal, if the plan is not specific and strategic. So tip number 3 is a very, very quick tip, and that is, now you've chose your gym, you have a plan, the next thing to do, you have all the exercises written down, what you're going to do. Maybe you've read my ebook and you've got the exercises down from that, or whatever your plan is. Now what you need to do is go on YouTube and subscribe to this channel as well, because I'll have some videos coming out on this at some point. But go on YouTube and type in the exercise you're doing and look at the form. Look at somebody else teaching you how to do the form. If you've never done it before, or you've only done it a few times before, the form is one of the most important things. You need to make sure you know how to perform each exercise, and if you have that knowledge before you even enter the gym, you're going to have much more chance of success down the line. So now you're totally ready. You walk into the gym for the first time, and this is tip number 4, by the way, and what do you see? What do you expect? Now, I like to split this up into 4 very quick and easy sections to understand, and that is number 1, the cardio. You're walking, you'll probably see a lot of machines, cardio machines, treadmills, elliptical machines, and that's the cardio section. You then might see just a free space, and in that space there might be people doing lunges, people doing work with dumbbells, and people doing ab workouts, maybe some people doing yoga. The third thing you will probably see is the free weights area. This is where you'll usually see a few men grunting. Don't worry about that, ignore them. And you'll probably see people doing things like dumbbell curls, barbell curls, shoulders, and that'll be where the free weights are. You then have the machines, and these will be machines such as the lat pull down machine or the chest press machine, maybe even the shoulder press machine. There's plenty of different machines, and they'll usually be all in one section as well. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea of what to expect when you go to the gym and what you will be looking out for. Another thing I want to quickly add in there as well is don't forget to take a water bottle to the gym. It's very important to be hydrated to perform at your best. I'm not going to go into that right now and the importance of that. And also make sure you've purchased some athletic clothing or gym shoes or something that makes you feel comfortable to train in. So congratulations, at this point you've made it to the gym, and now you've got a few options. If you're confident enough, then I recommend you follow the plan that you've made out for yourself. Hopefully that's most of you. If you're still at the stage where you're really just intimidated by the gym and you just can't bring yourself to follow that plan, that's okay, we'll use that later. What I recommend is this instead. For the first week or 2, just go over to the treadmill and do a 20-minute walk. Ask somebody, or ask a gym instructor or somebody in the gym, a personal trainer, anybody in the gym that you feel confident talking to. Ask them how to work the machine. If you don't know, they should already show you that anyway beforehand. But go 3 days a week, just Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, or Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. Go and walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes. I want you to do this for a week or 2 whilst you just get comfortable in the gym. And whilst you're also doing it, you shouldn't be listening to music, you should not be on your mobile phone, you should be watching other people, you should be looking around, not staring at people, but just observing and being curious as to what other people are doing and saying, oh yes, that's the exercise I was going to do in my program. That guy looks like he's doing a good job, maybe I can pick some tips up from him. The next 2 weeks after that, now you're starting to get a bit more comfortable, you can either jump straight into your plan or maybe just go with the machines for a few weeks. Maybe instead of the bench press, that might be in your plan, go with the chest press machine. And these are great as well to start out with because it also tells you on almost all of the machines how to perform the exercise and what muscle groups you're working. Maybe instead of doing barbell rows, you do the rows on the machine just to get used to it for a few weeks and build your confidence up. Another really good way to boost your confidence in the gym is take a friend with you. Take somebody who's committed, and I suggest that you make them watch this video as well, because it might help you to have somebody with you, a friend, a family member, anybody that will go with you so that you can sort of grow and progress together. And that's the main thing that you're looking for in a workout partner, is somebody that has the same goals, who wants to move forward and actually is consistent. And also you have to make sure that on the days they don't go, that you're still consistent and that you stick to it and go as well. Tip number 6 is actually how to stay motivated. So now that you're in the gym, you've started doing something, whether you're on your plan or you're on the treadmill or whatever that is, you now need to stay consistent with it and you need to stay motivated with it. So how you stay consistent is being motivated. You want to be motivated to go to the gym. Dead wrong. I'm completely against motivation, for most of you that might know that, and some of you totally won't know that, and I'm going to dive into it right now. The real answer is self-discipline. Motivation is something that you seriously do not need. And you'll hear a lot of people say, I don't feel motivated to go to the gym, or how do I feel motivated to go, or I want to feel motivated to go. And the real point here and the real lesson is sometimes you will, sometimes you won't, and that's the problem. Motivation is temporary. It's not something that's there all the time. Sometimes you might feel great and feel like it, and then other times you really don't. And obviously that's where self-discipline comes in, and you build self-discipline by just going consistently. There's no easy way, there's no way of sugarcoating it. I'm not going to try and lie to you or tell you there's some brilliant hack or anything like that. It's not. It's just going consistently for a number of weeks and building that habit over time. And that's how you stay consistent, by building self-discipline, not by somebody else telling you that you need to feel good all the time, or you need to want to go all the time, or you need to enjoy it all the time. I've been training over 4 years. I don't enjoy it sometimes. Most of my workouts I do enjoy, but I have those days where I'm a bit tired or I don't feel like it, and on those days I don't enjoy it. But I've built the habit up, just like brushing your teeth, that I don't care how I feel, I go to the gym. That's just a way of life. That's what I do. I don't think about it. I don't give myself options. It's just, James, you go to the gym. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's not even a conversation. One thing that helped me a lot is actually knowing your why, and I talk about that in the ebook, and knowing why you truly, diving deep and truly figuring out why you're actually going to the gym and what the deep reason behind all of that is. And also, another quick little tip you can use is think about how good you feel every time you go, and afterwards how great you feel. Just think about that feeling, and do you want to have that feeling again, or do you want to have the feeling of failure, feeling that you should have gone and you didn't go? Another thing I like to do, and I'll give it to you really quickly, is the 3-minute rule. That is, promise yourself that you will go to the gym, you'll get your gym clothes on, you'll go to the gym and you will train for 3 minutes. That's all you're promising yourself. Even say, I will do 1 set of 1 exercise, and that way you'll probably find that 99% of you get to that point where you wouldn't have gone, but because you promised yourself that 1 set, you got changed, you drove to the gym or walked to the gym, and by that point you feel like I might as well just finish the whole workout. So now tip number 7 is going to be constantly improving. You're in the gym, you're training, you're doing your thing. Now it's about improving. First of all, it's about form. So are you doing the exercise correctly? And you really need to focus on that. It's not about lifting heavy weights. It's not about proving you're something that you're not. It's all about, are you doing it correctly? Once you're doing the form correctly, and I mean truly correctly, and get a friend or a coach or someone in the gym to assess you, and film yourself in the gym if your gym allows that, to make sure you're doing it correctly. But after that, the next stage is constantly improving. So I recommend being in the 10 to 12 rep range when you first start out to make sure your form is correct, so you're not going too heavy, but you're also not too light that you're not going to build any muscle. But when I say constantly improving, if you're doing 12 reps and really in your head you know you could do 18 with that weight you're using, you need to go heavier. You need to up the weight to where you can only do 12 reps. Maybe you still have one left in the tank. You could do 13 if you tried. You could maybe do 14 if you really tried. But you want to up the weight to where you can hit the 12 reps. Also, after a few months, you might then want to say, hey, I'd like to actually go for maybe 8 reps to lift a bit heavier. And you can do that once your form is on point. So tip number 8, now we've gone through a lot in this video so far, so make sure you stick to the end because I've got a few more left for you. And this is a very important tip: eating after your training session. So you've finished your training, you're all done, you're about to go home, now you need to eat. You've just broke down the muscle fibers by being in the gym. The thing that you need to do next is eat protein. I recommend about 20 to 40 grams after a workout. If you're fasted, you want to get that protein in immediately after your workout if you're doing intermittent fasting. If you're not, anywhere up to an hour, 2 hours after your workout is the best case scenario, and everybody can hit that. You don't have to hit those numbers immediately. That is a myth that a lot of people still believe in, but you don't have to hit that protein immediately after your workout, but as fast as possible is going to be the best case scenario. You need that protein to obviously recover and to regrow, and also I recommend having some carbs after a workout. It's good to spike your insulin after a workout because insulin's an anabolic hormone. Anabolic means to build and to grow, so it's good to have carbs post workout, and it's actually the time to have carbs that aren't necessarily good for you, aren't necessarily healthy. Now if you're really trying to lose body fat, maybe you don't want to do this. If you're trying to build muscle, you absolutely want to do this. And sometimes having something like a whey protein shake for your protein is a really good idea because it's a lean protein source, so it spikes the insulin a lot post workout. And also something like cereal. If you love cereal, it's sometimes good to have something that's quite high on the glycemic index, like Frosted cereal, something like that, that's going to spike your insulin post workout. Obviously then the rest of the day your nutrition would be solid whole foods. Tip number 9, before a very special bonus tip, is don't feel discouraged. We've been through a lot in this video, but when you first go to the gym, it's totally normal to feel like you don't know what you're doing. It's totally normal to feel like people are watching you even though they're not watching you. It's all in your head. It's totally normal to feel like, oh, I really don't want to go, I really don't know what to do, feeling frustrated. Why am I not growing so quick? Why am I not losing body fat as quick? All of those things are totally normal when you begin. Don't feel discouraged by it. It's just part of the journey of fitness. It's just part of progressing and getting better. You're going to go through those times where you don't feel the best or things aren't going your way 100%, and that's okay. You just roll with it and think about ways that you can improve on those things every time you hit the gym. So to sum up, as promised with the bonus tip, just remember these 3 things every single time you go to the gym and you can't go far wrong. So before, during and after. So before the workout, this is your plan. What is my plan for the gym today or this week or this month? So you know exactly what you're going to be doing and that's set in stone. Also, your clothing, your gym shoes, all of those things, they're all there. So you've got your plan, you've got the clothes you're wearing, you've got your water. If you're taking a protein shake, you've got those things together. You're prepared for the gym. Now, during the workout, this is your drive, your focus. You have to push yourself in the gym. You can't just go to the gym and sort of go through the motions on your phone, talking to your friends, looking at other people. It's a place to have fun, but it's also a serious place. And if you're serious about your goals, you have to be putting focus in. You have to be focused on, for that 1 hour, it's not about mobile phones, social media, all that other bullshit. It's about you accomplishing your goal, and that's it. It's about nothing else. And then the after, so making sure you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, making sure you're eating your protein or carbs straight after your workout or as quickly as you can after your workout.